The Drop with Frank and Brian is officially brought to you by Switch Suspension. Switch Suspension specializes in all vehicle chassis components. Lift kits, lowering kits, air ride suspension, wheels, tires, steering, and brake upgrades. They use all the best products from the best brands. And these guys are truck guys. You roll into their parking lot at the shop, and they all drive custom vehicles. So they use their products that they sell on their own vehicles. So if you guys are looking for anything for your vehicles, whether you're just starting out or you just need some replacement parts or whatever, give them a call or visit their website, switchsuspension.com.
What's up, guys? We're at Rollin with Red Rocks, and we have an announcement.
We have a brand new giveaway going down. We have a Kenwood head unit and a backup camera.
And a t-shirt.
And a t-shirt, courtesy of Chris from Alan Ed's Escondido. This is our new giveaway, part of our new giveaway. And all you got to do to enter is either go to livelifecustom.com.
Grinder-tv.com.
And for every $5 you guys spend, you get one entry to the drawing.
And we have new banner. You have new banner on there.
We have new banners. We have koozies. We're going to have some new shirts coming pretty soon, so keep an eye out.
Yeah, thanks. Enjoy the podcast.
There it is. Oh, okay. I had to unplug and plug back in.
Oh, you had to turn it off and turn it on again.
But yeah,
The
that
key
really
to-
works a lot of times.
Like 90% of the time. But yeah, man, it's been a real one this week. Been pretty busy. Last weekend was rolling in the Red Rocks, which we'll get into. But another one of those times where I thought it was going to be like show. We just came off this super hard show few months, and I was going to chill, but life is just like, no, man, you don't get to chill.
You don't.
You got to keep going. You got to keep doing stuff. And then life happens, and pets and family, and my kid promoted from 8th grade this week, and last week a school, and my dog was sick, and just a whole bunch of stuff.
Now imagine dealing with all that stuff and having to work 8 to 10 hours a day at a regular office job.
That would suck. That's Angie's life.
That's every one of our viewers' lives.
Oh, that's true. and this comes out on a Monday, so some of our viewers are enjoying their Memorial Day. Memorial Day?
Oh no, yeah, that's right. It is Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. I always get Memorial Day and Labor Day mixed up.
I don't even know what holidays or whatever. I've been like going into the bank and they're like, "Oh, the bank's closed." I'm all,
You're
"Why?"
like, what?
Oh, it's a holiday.
Well, it's because you're grinding, man. You're always on that grind. You're hustling every day. You don't know what. I'm sorry. But yeah. Anyway, my week has been pretty nutty. How's yours?
I have been sitting in front of my computer.
You've had the chill week.
I have had a chill for the first time in I feel like 2 months.
Yeah.
I'm starting to edit all the C10 National stuff, a bunch of Stay Loaded. It's like I'm just trying to catch up now.
Yeah. How many edits do you have to do?
I like 20.
Oh. Well, wait. Do those count full videos or do those count like reels and stuff?
No, they're just short. Like basically one long video for C10 Nationals, and then a whole bunch of like 30 to 90 second.
Oh.
Like 2 of the drag racing, 2 of the autocross, 2 of this, but it's like, and then Stay Loaded, and then, yeah, and then it starts all over again in June. I just booked I have 3 booked plane tickets for June.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, this is just starting all over again. So now I can't wait till July.
July, that's the month. July, I'm gonna come out there. We're gonna do some podcasts in person. I'm actually really looking forward to that.
I am too. I was just texting with Seth over at Switch. They
Nice.
are making a bunch of cool parts, and
I've
stoked.
seen. Why not?
Yeah,
I've heard of whispers.
A lot of mini truck stuff.
I know. I'm excited about that.
Me too. I just texted him. I was like, because I have something in the works right now, and I'm like, are you making stuff for this? And he goes, right after this, and I go, perfect timing.
Wow. Oh my gosh, this is exciting.
I love There's so much going on.
The cryptic nature of it all because it just adds a bit of mystique.
I just need to sell the Nissan. So if anyone's listening to this, those 5 or 10 people that hit me up asking me if I was selling it are now not hitting me up.
Oh, that's always the way it goes.
Yeah, so it's about to go on Marketplace soon.
But I'm excited about. So I was I guess we're gonna just jump all over the place. So let's talk about that for a second. It was really cool how, and I don't know how it panned out because obviously you said that you weren't getting any bites, but I thought it was really cool how you're saying like, hey, look, we made these videos, this whole progression, this whole journey of this truck, and now it's for sale. I'm only announcing it here on Instagram.
Yep.
Did you get anything from that?
No.
Oh. Well then.
I don't know if it's just the reach. I'm gonna keep putting it on Instagram because I don't need to sell it right now. And it, 6,000 for that truck is I think a little bit high, but at the same time I put or best offer. So I just want someone to offer me. I don't want to put like whatever or best offer because then it just goes lower, right? So you've got to start like a little bit high. So there is a number that I'll take, and I'm just waiting for someone to offer it to me.
To give it to you. Can we talk about something that might be a little controversial?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, of course, right? So what are your thoughts? So like I like the part where you were just like, hey man, this is $6,000. This is what this truck cost. Or best offer. How do you feel about like the people? There's there's three types of people. There's a person like you that says, here's my thing for sale. This is how much I want for it. There are the people that say, here's the thing for sale without posting a price. And then there's the people who post the things for sale without a price saying, don't lowball me. I know what I got.
Oh yeah, man. That
is like, it's not a pet peeve of mine, but every time I see that, I'm just like, it kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit.
Yeah, I think that a lot of those like the people they're just undecided if they're actually going to sell or not.
Oh,
so,
you think that's where it stems from?
I think so. They just get this idea that I'm going to try to sell this, but my attitude is I don't really either need to sell it or like I don't want to sell it.
Yeah, it seems a bit like a cavalier attitude towards it too. Like almost, you know what it seems like? And this is the part that probably bugs me is like I've bought and sold stuff my entire life. I'm very well versed in it. And it bugs me because with that attitude, it almost seems like the person selling it is like, almost like, don't bother me. Like, I want to sell this thing, but don't bother me. It's like, wait, hold on. You want to sell the thing. Yeah. You want me to buy it. Shouldn't you be a little more accommodating towards that? Like, I understand that you can't like, there is a line of it being too over accommodating to people, but then there's also the other way where you're just like, don't be a jerk about it.
Well, I also the people that get mad at the people that lowball them offers like on Marketplace or whatever, or this is my favorite one, OfferUp. Literally in the name, right? Someone will be like, yeah, this truck's for sale for $4,000. And someone's like, will you take 2,500? And then they get mad at the person offering them 20.
Yeah.
Offer up. They're offering up a price.
Right.
All you have to do is say no.
Yeah. I can understand the frustration because like I would be frustrated too if I had something sold for $6,000 and someone offered me $2,500 for it. It is frustrating, but then again, you have to like all the stuff that we talk about, you have to like kind of be just, kind of relax. Like and you're going to have that. There's going to be all sorts of people. Yeah.
And it's a process. You know what I mean? It's like there are some things that you could offer up for sale and it goes very fast. Right now, I have a computer for sale. I have an external monitor for sale. I've got easy ups I have all these things like listed on Craigslist, OfferUp, and all this stuff. So I have prepared myself to get all these weird things.
I think that's one of the things is if you're going to participate in this like economy of buying and selling used products, you have to be prepared to deal with thousands of personalities. It used to happen to me all the time on the car lot. That's how I like really cut my teeth on all this stuff. I've talked about it way early on the podcast. I mentioned about my family's car lot, and I've mentioned it here and there before. But man, so imagine that same like OfferUp or Marketplace mentality and apply that to real life with real people. Yeah. Some people can get really shitty. And that just sort of like taught me how to deal with people like that, like, and honestly, that's how I like learned that craft of buying and selling, and also my automotive knowledge. Like a lot of my automotive knowledge purely came from saying stuff and then being corrected on it.
Yeah.
And then just making a mental note. Like, for example, I remember one time specifically, and I can't remember the car, but I remember the scenario. The guy comes on the lot. Hey, what's up with this car? Oh, this is a 1964 Chevrolet that has a 350 in it. Well, those cars came with 327s. So instead of saying like, oh, well, no, it can't be a 350. If it's stock motor, it's got to be a 327. The dude went sideways on me, like almost like screaming at me. How could you not know what type of motor is in this thing? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, I made it through that interaction, made a mental note saying, well, if it's stock, it cannot be a 350 because it has to be a 327. And also had an experience dealing with someone like that,
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But like I said, when you enter this economy of buying and selling, you're going to get all that.
Yeah. And if you like, okay, so I had my little Sony camera for sale for like 6 months. And it finally just sold like 2 weeks ago. But I had it up there for a price. I think I was like $350. and someone would be like, "Hey, will you take 200?" And I would just say, "No, thank you."
Mm-hmm.
And then that person would go away.
Yeah, like
That's it. Like that's all it took was. But these people get so riled up, they screen capture that, and they put it on Facebook, and they make it their entire afternoon. And it's like, you just have to say no, thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Then that person goes away like in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That person, that interaction is there and gone.
Yeah, to never exist again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's really interesting, the human psyche and all of it. I guess another...
It's like the thumbs up thing. Remember we talked about that at dinner?
Yeah.
Where like took a poll, like, what does this mean? And like half the people were like, yeah, it means cool, okay. And then like there's you and a few other people are like, nope. No. That
Don't
means,
insult me.
That means I'm getting insulted. It's like, first of all, if someone was going to insult you, they would just right off the bat insult you.
Yeah, that's true. I am starting to understand. Now I'm starting to put all the pieces together that, hey, it's okay.
Yeah. But I'm the same way because I would have people. There's certain things that like trigger me.
Mm-hmm.
The way people email me back, like the C10 Nationals guy that throws that. I was like, "Hey, what hotel am I staying at?" And he responded in capital letters, host, like he was yelling at me, like I should have known.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, I went on the website. And the host hotel is capitalized, so I think he copied and pasted the whole thing. In the email, but I took it like he was yelling at me.
Oh, see, we all fall victim to it.
It's in one way or the other. We like get we think the way people are reacting to us, or is like they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah. It's also like, so, I was talking about those interactions I had on the lot. That was the only way to have interactions. All this other stuff didn't exist. So I guess it's us just merely, evolving into today's society, how we communicate with each other. And we're like, so with the advent of the internet and all of this, like, online commerce going on, we're sort of like the forefathers in dealing with it. So, 20, 30 years from now, when people are still dealing with it, there will already be an established etiquette and an established way to do things. And it would just be like a human interaction, like a face-to-face interaction, I should say.
Yeah.
And right now we're just like in the wild west of it. Like we don't know what to do, and people's personalities bleed into that as well.
And your interactions in real life also spilled over into your interactions online, because you've like all those crappy interactions you had. Now you're just like, oh, these are all just crappy interactions right off the bat.
Yeah. And then it jades you, and then you start getting a complex, and then, hey, man, it's a treacherous road out there. But I hope you sell your Nissan.
It'll sell. It'll eventually sell. Again,
for sure. Everything does.
It is. Yeah, it is what it is. All I did was I went online to see what others were selling for, and I was like, and then I asked a couple people, I was like, do you think this is a good starting price? And yep, that's a good starting price. I said, okay, cool.
Yeah. And also it like when you eventually do sell it and everything works out, it'll be, closure to the whole story. That's going to be fun. And you'll be able to put that series to rest and start on the new one.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah,
it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I'm just excited watching from the sidelines. Just seeing all this stuff go down, and the journey of this whole thing is really exciting.
I know I got to stay off marketplace because I'm like I already have my next thing in line, but I keep looking on there like, ooh, that's a good deal. Ooh, that's a good deal. I'm like, oh, this is how it happens.
That's how it starts.
Yeah. Like that's how Eric, when Eric used to he'd be like, oh, I got this, I got this. I'm like, what are you doing? And now I know what he was doing.
Just buy it. Just kind of like, I wouldn't say wasting his time, but just kind of like, that's his leisurely activity, is buying and selling vehicles.
Well, you're essentially moving money, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we talked about that before.
Yeah, but in a very low volume compared to like people that buy supercars and stuff. But like I could buy, like there was a really good deal on a Toyota. It was like $4,000. And I was like, that truck will never be worth less than $4,000. Mm-hmm. So I could just buy it, enjoy it, sell it.
A Tacoma?
Or it was just a 89 and 94. But that truck will never be worth less than $4,000.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So if you can find a deal on something, you just know that, I mean, even if the economy tanked, that truck will never, a Toyota pickup will never be worth less than that. But if you bought it for like $10,000, yeah, it'll be worth less than that. But if you can find a good deal on one, just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, rolling at the Red Rocks.
Rolling in the Red Rocks. It was fun. It was fun. We always say that. We'll get that out of the way. It was fun. It was awesome. And we
Imagine if we were just
Moving
like,
on.
oh yeah, such and such. That was such a crappy show.
I know, like, well, you know, I mean, we have to speak honestly, and we were not the only ones to say this. There were many people that said the vibe was different this year.
I was just gonna say that
Yeah.
the vibe was different, and I kind of put my thumb on it. My
Pinpointed it, maybe.
pinpointed it.
Uh-huh.
It was just insanely relaxing.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
Like I always feel like, oh, I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this, and it was just, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I can just chill in this booth.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not like it was a huge show. And that's another, like, we go to these like LST and mini nets, and we're kind of like, oh, we have to,
Yeah,
if we
it's
don't
like, go,
film
go.
this now, we're not going to get it.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case. It was like we getting there on Friday, the booth was already set up. We're inside. We don't have to worry about the weather. Nothing. It was just, super chill.
Yeah, it was. It was super chill. And I kind of attribute it to me personally, like, after coming off, 5 shows back to back to back every month and traveling and doing all this stuff, reprints and getting ready. It was almost just like
a wind down.
Yeah, like we kind of made it. There were
Yeah.
we talked to a few people, and they were I don't want to say there were some people who were like a little concerned about like, well, we're not selling this much or anything like that. But I think, and I said myself, I was like, we've kind of done all this stuff. Like, I'm actually just kind of okay, like,
Yeah.
and I don't know if that was maybe like a laxed attitude towards the whole thing, but that was just how I felt. I felt like, hey, it's okay. I mean, we made it here. If it doesn't work out like we completely planned it to, then it's okay,
Yeah. The whole thing was just chill from just driving there to the drive home. It was just, at least for me. And then the only time that it was like, I kind of got like really pumped up was a damn chicken sandwich.
I
and you
know,
almost-
dude. You
I
had
was like,
me a little twisted on that one because, like,
Yeah.
so your experience getting there was a little different than my experience getting there. 'Cause
yeah, it's true.
The way that I get there, which is the same way getting to Vegas, is the main artery from Los Angeles to Vegas. So anybody who lives in Southern California or the Los Angeles or Orange County area, anywhere, has to go through here to go to Vegas. And that weekend was the EDC. That stands for the Electronic Dance Circus or Carnival or something like that.
Electronic Daisy Carnival.
Anyway, it's a huge festival, and the freeway was packed with people, and like it was really weird because it was like little pockets of stopping, and it was just like one group of people. So like one group of people was moving down the freeway kind of together, so they would kind of separate and you'd speed up, but then once they'd like hit some turns and stuff, it would compact it and get. So mine was a little frustrating. And not to point any fingers anywhere, but you're like, where are you? What's going on? And I'm like, I'm trying.
Go back to the messages. I only asked one time.
No, I know. Okay.
And you
I
said,
digress.
I'm an hour out. So close to an hour out, I went and got a cart because I knew we would have to cart your stuff in.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on the cart, and then 20 minutes past the hour, and I'm all, Frank got me all worked up for this chicken sandwich.
I know. Hey, our friend
whole
Daniel
town-
got us all worked up for
Yeah.
this chicken sandwich.
This entire town shuts down at a certain time. I'm hungry. I've saved my calories all day
Yeah.
for this chicken sandwich. So my body is like, bro, you need to eat.
Yeah.
So I'm probably like all imbalanced
When I
and
when I
stuff.
rolled in, you were a little I don't know what the right word is, but you were definitely something.
I was hungry.
You're hungry. You're just hungry, which is
I was
fine.
hungry, excited.
Yeah.
All these emotions running through and I was like, we got to go.
I know. And then it kind of started when we were filming last week's podcast when you're like, well, you got to get there at 4. And I'm like, I don't know. And the way I planned that day out, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I think I rolled in at 6:30. I know it was like 2 hours past, but it was fine.
Yeah.
Again, it was that chill thing. We got there. Everything was fine. They were just like,
Yeah.
roll your stuff in. It's cool. People were rolling in and parking their vehicles and stuff.
Yep.
It was super chill. It was fine. And the chicken sandwiches were pretty, I think they were mid. They were definitely mid.
They're mid.
By the time we figured that out. Did Daniel send you the, so remember we saw that place called the Crack Shack?
Yeah.
So that place actually wasn't open at that time. They were opening this week. And guess what they sell?
What?
hot chicken sandwiches.
Well, next year.
I know. That's what I told him. He sent me a couple. I didn't know if he sent them to you too, but he sent me like a screen cap of their Instagram. They look good. They probably look better than the Jaybird ones. That's where we went to, was Jaybirds. That was the name.
Jaybirds. Yeah. Well, we're gonna try it. Mm-hmm. And then when you come out, we got a spot there's probably 10 hot chicken places out here now.
I know.
We're gonna try an OG one that's downtown.
And I still think about, to this day, ATL wings that you guys have.
Oh, we'll go there too.
Yeah, that's legit. That's some good stuff right there.
Ate all the love.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're not from Atlanta?
That's what you would think, right? But it's not. All the love.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Anyway, so we're gonna do that. But Rolling the Red Rocks, super chill, super nice. It was cool hanging out with everybody. Georgie and Ivan, the twins who are in our club, they rolled out, so that was really cool chilling with them. Nothing really like super like crazy, just sort of everybody just kind of like hanging out.
And we went on a hike.
Yeah, that was something. That was something. You go ahead and set that one up, and that was something.
No, I just remember last year looking at everyone walking up that mountain, and I was like, "Oh, I should go up there." And then by the time everyone started walking down, but this time I was like, "No, I'm going to walk up there this time."
Yeah, because so you have to start. So the cruise we started. We started at the convention center, and the whole not the whole thing, but one big feature of this show is cruising through the Red Rocks. The show is called Rolling in the Red Rocks. So we cruise up to the Red Rocks, which is Snow Peak Canyon,
Snow Canyon
State Park. Absolutely stunning. I mean, just really, really nice. We cruise through there. So where we stop in the middle, and then there's this like big hill, and that's what you're talking about. And then
it was a big old rock.
Yeah, it was a big thing. And it was so funny how how it kind of evolved very quickly, where it was like a few people walking up there and you're like, "Oh, come on, we should go hike." I'm like, no. And then like a few more people start going, and you're like, "Oh, come on." And then we're like, "Okay, fine." And then I think it was like this thing where like the few people went, and then more people went, and then people saw it, and they're like, "Well, I guess I have to do this too." And it ended up being like 50 or 70 people walking up this hill. And
I'll put the photo.
Right, yeah, and it's just like all the people from the show. It was actually, I don't want to get like all like weird or sentimental or anything, but it was something. It was like it was
a special moment.
A special moment. I like that.
Every person up there knew each other for the most part.
Yeah,
and it was kind of like, oh, we're all like one person up here.
Yeah, it was.
And that
really
entire
cool.
area is very zen. It's very like
you're like one with the earth kind of thing. You're like,
and it was a lot nicer this time without the loud music. Oh yeah. Than the first year. The first year was kind of like very confusing in my brain.
It was.
This year was very calm, and it was just part of that whole thing, and it was just like, this is really nice. I like it.
Yeah, so last year was a thing because before we went on the cruise, Graham does this like thing where he's standing out in the parking lot talking to everybody who's going to go on the cruise and kind of gives a rundown. And last year was the first year we did it, and this is the second year, obviously. But the first year, kind of like we didn't know what was going on, and kind of Graham didn't know what was going on, so we didn't know what was going to happen. So we all cruised up there, and the same scenario, we stopped in that same little turnoff. And last year, it was packed. There were people in the stalls. There were people parked all around. People were blasting music. There were girls dancing in the back of a lifted, like, big truck. And then so this year, Graham goes, okay, so last year we didn't know what was going to happen, but let me explain what's happening this year. Number one, you have to be parked in a stall. Like, you can't just be meandering around. And I guess it was because it was like a list of grievances that the like park ranger gave him. And like it started, then it was very funny how he told us, because he's all, well, okay, so it's like, number one, you got to be in a space. I'm like, okay. He's all, number two, don't be speeding around. Makes sense. And number three, the park ranger was very concerned about the girls dancing in the back of the truck. So no more girls dancing in the back of the trucks. To me, that was a very, very funny moment. Like, you know, like I don't know, just a really funny moment to have to go over. Like, all right, everybody, now remember, no dancing girls. Who that was like a booth, wasn't it? I don't know who those guys were with last year.
I think it was that lifted truck that I don't even know what it was. A white lifted truck, but yeah, it was one
but
of the
it was like a vendor,
yeah.
But yeah,
and then I dropped my phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I was in the bed of the Mavi, and then we got like halfway out of that canyon, that park, and I go, "Where's my phone?" And we turned around and went back, and it had fallen out of my pocket as I was getting into the truck.
That's so crazy. Did it fall on the asphalt, or did it fall into? Because we were backed into like a little grass part.
It fell into the little dirt.
Oh,
area,
that's good.
Grass area.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
man, imagine if you went back and it just smashed. You're just like,
I know.
That would suck.
Or I got all the way back to the convention center and I was like, in my brain, because in my brain I was like, oh, it's probably in the camera case. And my buddy Daniel, that was Smithworks, was back there, and I was like, hey, open that camera case and see if my phone's in there. And he's like, nope. And I was like, we got to go back.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's something. And what was another thing? Oh yeah, so that was I want to talk about that too. So you were filming out of the back of the Maverick. Will Rucker was driving it, and usually, so like last year, you went in a different vehicle. We had your Titan, and I was in the back of that. And I was thinking this year, because I remember you telling me in the beginning, I was like, so how do you want to do it? Like, for the rolling shows, you're like, I'm not going to film anything. I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. So I'm thinking like, oh man, I'm going to be in the back of the Mavi. It's going to be so nice and smooth. And then you're like, no, I decided I want to film. I'm like, okay, so now I need to figure out what to do. So I was in the back of not the twins, but George's dually. He's got a 3500 Chevy dually.
Yeah.
4-wheel drive. It rides like a dump truck. And I'm in the back trying to film. He almost bounced me out a couple times. Like there was a couple little sketchy moments going where like hit a bump because he like gunned it and hit a bump. So I kind of came up and moved back a little bit. And I'm like this, hanging over the side, right? Oh yeah, that was a little sketchy. But
you know what you got? You know what you need to get is you have a backpack that you take with you everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. Go buy some knee pads to open that backpack.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
because you got you carry knee pads and you got the knee pads, and I had this like tiny little towel. It hurt so bad,
especially in a like anything that's like half ton, like or 3/4 ton or more.
Yeah,
you're gonna destroy yourself.
Oh yeah, it was gnarly. I was a little beat up after that, but anyway, I got the shots. It was fun. One thing, I just did this today. Actually, it's been such a crazy week. I just moved over my footage before we started recording. Recorded half my footage in the wrong size. So that's.
Would you record in 720 again?
Nah.
How'd you do that?
Because like on the menu on my camera, it has 59 frames in FHD and 59 frames in HD. And sometimes, so with a 24 frame option, there's only one option. It's 24 frames FHD, full high definition. I guess that was what that stands for. But there's two options for the 59, and sometimes I guess my brain just looks down and sees 59 and just presses it, and
that makes sense.
Half my footage is in 720 now. That happened before. It happened before. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, no one will notice.
No one will notice. Mine, I was actually looking at mine on here because before I formatted the card, that's the last thing I recorded. So I wanted to double check I had dropped it. So I was like looking at the rolling footage, and I was like, some of this is really nice, but some of it is not. It's not as sharp as I want it to be, and it's because I'm looking at it on this 5K screen. So it's like, it's what it is. But I'm like,
Was it something in camera that happened, or
it's just I just need to get a different lens.
Oh,
the lens I have now is it's great, it's good, but I think I want to upgrade.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah.
So I know that all worked out. Yeah, that was one thing that I noticed today. Oh, also, what was a little cool part about the cruise is not only doing the cruise and filming, that was fun. Hanging out in that little pull out, climbing the mountain. That was a cool experience. I also got to ride back in the FJ that Tim and Devin built from Bio.
Yep.
Bio, I'm wearing one of their shirts, Bio. That was really cool. That was a really cool experience riding that thing.
Yeah, I have footage of you in the back of the dually, so we'll put it on here.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Am I hat or no hat? It's okay.
It doesn't matter. We're putting it on there.
I'm bald and beautiful, baby.
That's right. We're putting it on there.
Bald and I'm... Everybody, it's like I act like it's a secret. Like
I know, like no one knows.
No one knows you're bald, and I take no one's like Frank. We know, dude. It's okay.
There's literally it's in the intro every single time on this podcast.
Yes, that's true. Okay, it's all right. Everybody knows I'm bald. I'm bald. So yeah, I'm bald. Okay, right.
That's moving right. When I was on the way back from the park. I stayed back and took some photos and video of Daniel's C10. Mm-hmm. And so it was me in the back of the Maverick, and then Daniel, and then his girlfriend, and that's a small bed.
Yeah. Oh, his girlfriend was back there too.
Yeah,
wow.
all three of us.
All three of you. Yeah, that is tight.
Yeah, and I was like, "Look, my butt is about to be in your face, so I'll try my best not to crack you out."
Yeah, you're like, "Sorry, that happens." It's part of the process.
Yeah, you want to, and then Daniel led us through like the old town part of St. what was it? St.
St.
George.
George.
That's what it's called?
There's an Old Town.
Yeah,
part?
like a different way through like a downtown part.
Oh, wow,
like
cool.
Old Town where there's restaurants and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And we're just everyone's looking at us because there's like 3 people in the bed of this truck. They're like, what are they doing? Like, whatever.
And did you see the guy who got all rowdy on us on that main thing? Who
I didn't because I think he went around me and I wasn't paying
yeah.
attention.
So like, yeah, that was funny. Like, okay, obviously, okay, I get it. We are impeding traffic. We're kind of like being a nuisance a little bit with all these crazy cars cruising, us hanging out of the back of the trucks, directing traffic, like, you know, slow down, speed up, all this other stuff. So I get it. Okay. But yeah, this dude got all rowdy. He like, Will, who was driving your truck, said he came around and then cut it off like super freaking close. And then I like look up and he's just like flipping me off, and I just kind of like give him something like, okay, you know. But
you should have recorded it.
I know, man. Like sometimes my brain isn't that fast, but that would have been awesome. That'd been awesome to record that. And it was so funny. His girlfriend, like, or say the other person in the vehicle was just like hitting him, like telling him to stop, you know. Which is funny because I've been that guy too, so it's all good.
Yeah, but where's he gonna go? We weren't doing like 10 miles an hour. We were doing like 45 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was going.
So where's he gonna get in front of us, and then like, where's he gonna go?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. And then he went up like the turning lane. That was pretty crazy too.
That'd been funny if we got in an accident and we just were like, bye.
Yeah. Then I would film him. How's your life now?
Calm down.
Yeah, relax, man. It's okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that was cool. And then Sunday was that was, you know, Friday, and then the show Saturday and the cruising Saturday. It was, and then another really interesting thing about that was just like we left the convention center I think around like 6:00, and then we did all that. We blinked and it was like 9:30 when we were sitting in the restaurant.
That goes by so fast.
Yeah.
We were in the restaurant and it gets super late because the sun sets at like 8:45.
Yeah, which was another weird feeling. And Will Freeman was with us, and he kept on saying that. He's like, dude, it's still light outside. What's going on? It's really weird. Maybe it's just like the geographical location or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So now we get to talk about your adventure the next day.
Oh yeah, totally forgot about that.
I know. I've been like not asking. I didn't ask you about it all week because I wanted.
Yeah, we want to talk about it now.
Here.
And my week has been crazy that like I just totally forgot about that. Okay, hold on. Before we do that, let's bookend the thing with thanks to Graham and his team for hosting it. It was really cool. Graham, you know, during the awards, you know, they had their auction. Graham works with this great charity that provides free lunches to kids who need it. He and I don't want to like beat on Graham or whatever, but you know, he's an emotional dude. And he was getting emotional there, and made me emotional. Like, you know, everybody was kind of like getting wrapped up into it, and it was really cool because that dude is so passionate about doing all this stuff. Him and his team do so well, and it's not like, you know, he doesn't have like a club to rely on or anything like that.
I was gonna actually bring that up. Like, he doesn't. It's not like us where we have a club and a big group of people. You know, that it's just him and then some of his buddies.
Yeah, and they do a fantastic job. Really good job, and I was really happy for him. Ran into him a couple times, and he's so grateful for everything. I think that's the most the thing about, we've talked about Graham before in the capacity like he's a professional, he knows what he's doing, but he's also a genuinely good guy. You know, like he's a good guy, and he's only there to like, you know, help out and put this thing together. Like, he's not doing this for some huge financial gain by throwing a big show. He's doing it to provide the community with a cool car show, and as well as raise money for this charity that he's very passionate about. So thanks, Graham.
And he wants people to thanks, Graham. And he just wants people to see where he lives.
Yeah,
because it is a really, really, really cool area.
It is. Oh yeah. I thought you. I took that as like he just never has any friends there, so he has to throw this show to have friends come.
Yeah, well, no one really hangs out in St. George, right? Unless you're going to Zion or something.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of his friends are not like avid hikers.
Right.
So like, I was thinking about this. I was like, man, this time of year is so busy, but it would be rad to stay Sunday night and then Monday go and rent ATVs or go and rent the side-by-sides and go through the dunes and stuff.
That'd be really freaking cool. We always come up with hold on though. We always come up with these cool things to do, and then we go through with it, and we're just like, all right, man, I'll see you later. I got to go home.
Yeah. Sunday, like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, I know. That's how we felt. But anyway, thanks to Graham. That was great. So the next thing. So our friend Mini Truckin' Matt, who has a really great TikTok. He makes a lot of videos. He does videos basically, he does videos kind of like talking about particular builds, talking about trucks, talking about old trucks that have been built, new trucks that have been built. He's from Virginia, and he has like a square body S10. It's static drop, a big static drop. Like this thing is only like 2.5, maybe 3 inches off the ground. So it's pretty static drop. And he drove that from Virginia to the show. And he was planning the trip for a while. He was documenting it on TikTok. He stopped at a few places. He really does not like New Mexico, I found out.
Really?
Yeah, he just does not like that place. Anyway, side note. Sorry, Matt. Put you on blast about that. But
what's his TikTok? Mini Truck Matt?
Yes, Mini Truck _ Matt, I think. Well, my phone is not. Well,
oh yeah. We'll
put it in here somewhere. Anyway, so he drove all the way out from Virginia to the show. He made it, hung out all weekend. Well, he stops by the booth, and I was like, oh, so, just chopping it up. I said, well, what's your next plan? He's like, well, I'm going to go down. His goal was to make it down to LA and drive his truck up PCH. Like that was his goal. And I said, oh, that's cool. I said, well, what's your plan on staying? And like a lot of he kind of like put this trip together with the understanding that he would have to like camp in some situations. And he had like,
and he did
quite a few times. So then I like asked him, I said, like, so what's your plan? And he's like, oh, I'm just going to stay at your house. And I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, oh, no, I'm probably going to camp. I was like, oh, no, it's cool. Like, that's fine. I guess.
Yeah, you could camp at my house.
Oh, that would be funny. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be funny if you got all the way here and I'm like, okay, well,
there's your plot of dirt.
Yeah, go ahead, pick anything around here and camp. That would have been hilarious. But no, he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, man. Because I had this thing. I was like, I can't be this person who is like, I don't want to say, it sounds weird, but I guess it's one way to put it, like the ambassador. You know what I mean? Like, this is my area. I always talk about Southern California and all these places that I go to. Like, how could I be that guy and then not, facilitate someone who's coming to visit? So I'm like, yeah, I had already kind of like made a decision. Actually, way earlier. Matt doesn't know this.
We talked about this.
Yeah, Matt doesn't know this, but I had already kind of planned that in my head a while ago when he was talking about doing this whole thing. So I was like, yeah, man, just come on down. So right after the show,
this goes back to like, it was a great idea and you executed the idea and you did it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. And it worked out well because like right after the show, we packed up and we just came here. He stayed the night here at the pad, and then we got the next day and we went straight down to Malibu. We left here, cruised down to LA, cruised up PCH to Malibu, had lunch at Neptune's Net, turned around, went back down, hung out at Santa Monica Pier for a little bit. And it was really cool. He really, I don't want to put him on blast or anything, but it was really a genuine moment for him because he never been out to SoCal? He's never been to California. The closest he was telling me one time, the closest he came, he went to Vegas and then drove down to Phoenix, and he saw, and this was kind of funny. He's all, yeah, I told my wife, he's like, California, the border's only 2 hours away. I want to go check it out. I'm all, well, that's Blythe. Like that's not the most excellent representation of Southern California. But he's like, I just wanted to just say that I stepped into the state. I was like, oh, okay, I get that. Yeah. So he had never been here before, never experienced it. And tell you what, in 1 day, 1.5 days, he experienced the drive from driving from like Vegas to here, which is very vast. That's an experience by itself. Coming to the desert, which is another experience by itself. Because I mean, this dude's from,
and then just going into this mad population.
Going down into LA, like he experienced, Los Angeles in a nutshell. The traffic was insane. Well, then the morning wasn't too bad, but on the way back, it usually only takes me maybe 2.5 hours. It took me 3.5 hours to get home.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was gnarly. It was bad.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing was a great experience, and he really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed facilitating that. It was really cool. And also, I drove my truck. I pulled my truck out, which I have to say, like, I've talked before about, fixing the gas tank issue and stuff like that. And our listeners who listen all the time, that was a few months ago. I hadn't driven it since then.
Yeah.
I also found,
how nice was it just to get gas?
It was amazing. Except for, like, I already hit Tim and Devin up about this, but my gas gauge was off. Because usually my gas gauge works perfectly, but it was off. And so I put gas in the morning, and I'm just like, I'm not going to top it off, but it was nice. I just put this filler in there, just turned it on. It was great. It was amazing. So we do this whole trip. I drive all the way down to LA, all the way up to Neptune's Net, all the way back, stop at the pier. Well, one of the problems that I had with with the fuel system in that thing was the baffles. There were baffles inside of the tank, but they didn't work to their full potential. And like every time the gas would slosh around, the truck would like kind of die out. So the guys over at Bio fix that by doing this little tray thing. Anyway, they fix the issue. So I go to pull out of the parking lot in Santa Monica and I gun it and hit the corner and it starts doing that again. I'm like, oh man, that's kind of disappointing. Well, the reason was it did a great job of not doing that until it was like almost out of gas. So whatever little gas was in there was getting away from the fuel pump and it dying out. But it said I had a half a tank. So I'm like, and I'm sitting in traffic and I'm like, well, I should just pull off and get just to make sure. So just so I don't run out of gas, I pull off and put gas in it. We assume it's probably at the very most, a 15-gallon tank. Mm-hmm. I put 14 gallons in that thing.
Oh,
it was
sucked.
Out of gas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was an experience. Anyway, little side thing, but I felt good taking the truck out. And actually,
heck yeah.
Since then, I took it that Monday. That's one thing about my truck that I love is no matter how long I let it sit, I can actually just jump in that thing. It'll start and it'll go. Like it gave me zero issues, this whole thing, except for me almost running out of gas. Yeah. So anyway, so I get we wash it, and then that was a fun adventure. And I get it home, put it away, and then my kid's last day of school was this week, and she's like, I really want to take the 4Runner to school. So I was like, okay, cool, and got it out and took it around, and I've been having fun with it, man. You know how we were talking about that, like doing that, like just enjoying these things, and that's what I was doing all day yesterday. I was cruising it around. It was amazing.
Did you vlog the trip with him or no?
I did. I made a short reel. Like, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. The reel was rad. I was thinking that would have been a rad way to end cap Rollin in the Red Rock.
I thought about that. I thought about doing that. I was like, I could be like, do the Rollin' in the Red Rocks video and say, okay, there's more. But I don't know. Something, how you just kind of make decisions on the fly. I was like,
but then I was also thinking like, well, that was kind of like a special little thing. Mm-hmm. Didn't need a camera to like show it off.
Yeah, it didn't, and I didn't need to go into great detail about it. If you watch that reel, it explains exactly what happened. We left. Yeah. We had lunch. We went over here, and it was over. Like that's exactly what happened. So I felt, and I just felt like that was a good way to explain that. Yeah. And we don't have to wait 6 months to watch it.
Oh my God, man! Like,
dude,
by the time I still have a reunion.
Oh yeah.
To edit.
I still have Ellis
before I even get to mini nats, but I might do mini nats first and then hold off on the reunion until he starts to push it for next year, kind of like, and just do it that way. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just like, whatever. I'm not worried about it.
I gotta stop worrying about it. Is honestly what I gotta do. I started doing a thing. Started comparing myself to other people and started making myself upset. But hey, look, it's not like. And I'm not trying to like justify this in any way, but it's not like I'm not doing like, it's just like, it's one thing, other thing I have to do. There's just so much stuff going on,
what I've tried to do is anytime I'm not doing something, like if I'm not editing, work stuff, I will not sit in if Chelsea's not here, I will be in front of my computer and I will have whatever that project is at least open on my computer.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so like it's there, and that's kind of with the dual monitors, because you can also have YouTube on the other monitor and just screw off, but at least that project is up and it's in front of your face,
and it's like do something.
And while you're screwing off on YouTube, you can scrub through your footage.
That's true,
and you could get 1-2% done, even if it's 2% a night, 3% a night. You're scrubbing through that footage, dropping it on the timeline. Then when you're prepared to actually work on it, you're already almost there.
That's true. Yeah, that's good advice. That's really good advice.
Yeah. So I might be getting another external monitor. You could probably just when you come out, I'll just give you this monitor.
Oh, thanks. That happens a lot. You're like, here, try to be better. Take this and be better. I'm like, okay,
because I know you're not gonna do it.
I know. You're
not gonna do it.
I'm terrible.
It's all right.
It's okay. We're all a little terrible in some way, but we're also really good in some ways too. So
we're whatever we are. So I have a question.
Yeah, hit me with it.
On our Easy Ups, they're black tops, right?
Well, yours
is a black top. It's black essentially, most of it. I want to get the walls for the back of them, and you said you have walls, right?
I do. Yeah, I do. I have through. Yeah, because I have walls for a 10 by 10. So
Yeah. Well, they only sell walls for 10 by 10.
Duh. It's two 10 by 10 easy ups basically.
Yeah.
Duh.
But I was like, I don't want to get black walls because it just feels like you're in a cave.
That's true. Yeah, I have white walls.
So they have white walls, but then they have other color walls too. And I was like, I wonder what would go good with black because they're not very expensive. So I was like, I wonder if I get like blue or if I get something other like red walls because I have red in my logo. But then I'm like, is that too much of a contrast?
Yeah, I think white might be the best because blue. You said something to me, man.
Well, I don't want to get blue for sure because
know.
blue is very Walmart.
You many years ago, before I got mine easy if I had now, I had a blue one, and you're like,
Yes.
sometimes you're very blunt with me, and I'm like, okay. You're like, it looks like a swap meet, and I was like,
Yep. Yeah.
you're right. So now I just like every time blue, I'm like, ugh.
I know you see a booth and it's got a blue E. You're like, oh, they must be just starting out.
Sorry to all those who have blue easy up.
My buddy Mike, he did his first booth at Reunion, and he like put up this insanely crappy blue Easy Up that looked like it was folded and just sitting with no cover on it in a greasy garage. And I'm all,
You're like, dude,
oh, you need to throw that away.
yeah.
Just throw it away.
Hey, sometimes people need that a little bluntness. I'm like, hey, man, I'm only telling you this because I care.
Yeah, your booth needs to look approachable, not like you're going up to the garage in some ghetto neighborhood or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's
like
true.
the alleyway. Anyways, but yeah, so I was like looking at walls because I was like, I need to buy walls. So I think I'll just buy white ones.
Yeah, and then I have my white ones too, so it'll also
so
look
it'll
uniform too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, perfect. Oh,
Yes,
yeah, are you going to the council show this weekend?
I am not.
You're not going to the council show.
No, I'm
this
not.
weekend.
I gotta take care of my little dog. She's not. It's not good. Anyway, well, we could talk about that post pod.
Post pod. Okay, I was only gonna say because if you wanted to somehow get the drop T-shirts to somebody, and I could sell them at that.
At the
Unfinished Business show. So just think about that.
Well,
if not, it's not a big deal. But I was like, oh, if he's gonna be with someone,
yeah,
then
no,
you
that
can
would
just
make
give 'em
sense.
to him.
Well, actually, depending on what time you roll out, I'll be because that's me and Angie's anniversary weekend. So the Unfinished Business show. So maybe we can meet up and I can get them to you or something.
Yeah, not a big deal. I was just like, I know you had made some and we have a bunch.
Yeah.
And after this, there's really not much coming up.
I was thinking about that.
And I was going to be like, oh, and then I could bring them home and then we could do some kind of special with points on the website and sell stuff. So
yeah, because we did that we did that before after LSD and it worked out really well. And you already kind of have that all set up on your website and everything.
it's already there. I just have to make it active.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll work on that. I'll get it. Well, let's just say I'm going to get them to you before that show somehow.
All right. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Cool. But yeah, unfortunately, I wanted to go to the council show. Now this episode comes out on Monday. It had already passed, and everybody knows I wasn't there. But yeah. my little dog is kind of sick. And anyway, the show we talked. Okay, yeah, that cruise out there, that was fun. Matt is a cool dude. Matt's a really cool guy. Really chill. Really interesting guy. Yeah. So it was really cool to do all that stuff and hang out. Yeah. It was fun.
I bet it was. It was fun to watch all his adventures, then your guys' adventures, and I'm glad that you did it because you had mentioned it and then you didn't really say anything about it until like Sunday, and I was like, oh, cool, this will be rad.
Yeah, no, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, cool. Do you want to do a dropping in segment?
Oh, I do. I have some good stuff.
Oh, you do? Awesome, cool.
Yeah.
Cue the music.
Cue the music. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, it's on the
I thought it was already playing.
And 1, 2, go.
Drop!
And drop.
Dropping in.
Drop in.
Drop. I dropped everything.
I knew the drops would come.
Drop it!
I don't know. It's done now.
It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
All right, cool. All right, well, welcome to Dropping In on the drop.
Dropping in with the drop. This is a really quick suggestion one. Mm-hmm. This is from Walter Flynn. And it says, Frank, please make those LD koozies with the drop logo.
Oh, yeah, we could definitely do that.
Yeah, we'll do that for later on. And those are really popular.
Dude, they were really popular. And
they're super cool.
Yeah, they're super cool. Lots of people buying them on the website. I have them up there now, livelifecustom.com. I have those, and I have the new banner up. But yeah, people are digging them. People are really digging them.
Hell yeah.
Just because they're so unique. But yeah,
They
the
are.
drop ones would be cool too. And you don't have to. I only ordered a couple hundred just because we don't have to do that. They'll make you like 25 of them, and actually it's the same price. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I want to do like a dozen drop hats.
that's the other thing. I was gonna suggest that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely
Yeah.
need some hats.
We'll talk about that in the post.
Yeah, but they're coming. That we're mentioning it because they are coming. We're gonna, and I think another thing that I was thinking of, and this is just us like free talking on the podcast here. We did that initial design that we've been having with the small drop and the big D. Maybe let's mix it up now that on our next like round of things that we're gonna be traveling.
Let's mix up colors too.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, totally.
Let's mix up some blue T-shirts or some whatever. It doesn't matter. Just order whatever.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And then since we're going into such a cold season now, we have sweaters.
Yeah, we do.
I'm just kidding. It's summer. We're going into summer. I tell you what, though. Hey, to go back to my little mission out there with Matt. Sometimes I forget exactly how cold the beach gets. Dude, I mobbed out of here. It was like sunny, clear, 75 degrees, really nice. Mob out of here, and then as I'm getting closer to the beach, it starts getting more gloomy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot. It's gonna be cold. I had to buy a hoodie at just randomly because it was cold. So
and you have like 10 hoodies at your house.
yeah. And so the point is like even though we're going into summer, like you still might need a sweater. And the cool thing about our sweaters is they're not like super heavy. They're not like a heavyweight. They're sort of like you get a little chilly, boom, put on a drop sweater,
Boom, put it on.
boom. So
Drop it on.
Buy one. Drop it on. Yes. Drop it on.
Yeah. So if we're at a show, ask us if we have stuff because we usually do. Sometimes we forget to hang them up or whatever, but we'll have T-shirts and hoodies.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Who asked us about the koozies?
Walter Flynn.
Walter Flynn. Thanks, Walter.
Yes. All right, Steve Trevino.
Oh, our friend from
Steve's.
Perfect Boys.
No, Steve Trevino's an artist.
You didn't say Big Steve.
No, John Trevino's in Perfect
John
Boys.
Trevino. Jesus Christ, Frank.
Oh, your brain.
Man. Dude. Really quick funny
Yeah.
thing. Remember last week's episode when we were talking about under construction rides, and I was talking about John from Severed.
Oh, his name is John.
I know, it's so funny. He came up to me at the show. Well, the episode hadn't dropped yet at the show, so he came up and we're like saying hi and stuff, and
Oh,
we're
you told
talking.
Jen. You told Jen.
I told Jen. Yeah, that's right. I told Jen, and they thought it was hilarious. And then he messaged me yesterday, and he's like, "Hey, it's John here."
His name is John forever.
All right,
We
I'm trying. I'm
renamed
really
him.
trying to be better. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry, Big Steve. No, I was kidding. I am sorry, Big Steve.
Remember when Big Steve didn't? You caught him not watching our videos.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So this is
a little
we don't even
payback.
know you, Steve.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Steve from our club.
Yeah.
Not
He messaged
Steve-
the drop. Not John Trevino.
John Trevino.
Steve Trevino.
Okay.
He said, "I think I'm doing this thing right." Okay. Here's a question for both of you. Do you guys ever miss just go? And this kind of goes along with the Rollin and the Red Rocks. Do you guys ever miss just going to a show and just being at the show with trucks or without trucks and enjoying the people, time, environment without having to worry about filming and merchandise? I know that's literally your jobs now, and that is awesome. Hope I did this right. Oh, and second question, bone-in or boneless wings?
Oh, well, first of all, we got to address the situation. If you're eating boneless wings, you child.
You're just eating
You're
chicken
just eating
nuggies.
chicken nuggets.
Little nugs.
Little chicken nuggets. Bone in. That's a silly question. But I'm just kidding.
That is bone-in.
Bone in all the time.
And the other question is 100% yes.
Yeah, all the time. But you know what? Like, so it's kind of like two different beasts to me, and I know it's different for you. So like the filming and vendor is two different things for me, because like the vendor booth, like that's a lot of work. It's a lot of involved work, and I mean, so is I'm not trying to say that the filming isn't, but for me, even if I went to a show, I feel like I don't feel like I have to, but I just have the urge to film stuff. Like to me, the filming stuff, the editing. Oh, well, like we're talking, the editing is something else, but the actual filming is not. Like I just feel like I just do that anyway.
Yeah. That's like what I said. Remember, I was like, I'm not filming at Graham's show. I don't think Graham heard me that because we missed the entire Limbo.
I know we made a couple mistakes at the show.
We did. If anyone has Limbo footage, send it to Frank because Frank's gonna. I don't care, but I'm not putting the Limbo in mine. It's not a big deal to me. But you were like really obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So if anyone has phone footage that was at Rollin in the Red Rocks, email it or text it or send it to Frank.
Yeah, like no one really knows my email, but just like Instagram me, DM. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be really cool because we talked about that after we missed it, and yeah, because the limbo is like one of my favorite parts of the show, and I always like to capture it, no matter how many times I do it actually. But I always like to capture it. But I think that'd be cool to like have this video and then just cut to all of this random phone footage, and it can be like landscape, it can be portrait, it doesn't matter. Like it could be like a hodgepodge of stuff. I think it'd be really neat. Cool. So yes, I think do that. Thank you, I appreciate that. But all the time I want to just, and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna stick to my guns, and at
the 30 year,
in the 30 year, I'm going to. After driving my truck earlier this week, I cannot wait to drive it up there to the show and just hang out. I'm so looking forward to it actually.
Yeah, I am still gonna set up a booth, but I don't know about filming, just because I just want to hang out. I remember when I used to go to Canada. Mm-hmm. The very first year I filmed a little video up there, but not much of the show, just kind of us hanging out and cruising. And then I went like 4, 5, 6 times after that, and I never filmed the show. And I remember Rich one time was like, "When are you going to film our show?" I said, "This is my vacation.
Yeah,
I'm not filming." Mm-hmm. And I did that at Art of Noise, the last Bring the Noise they had. I never left my booth. Mm-hmm. I never even walked around the show. I just sat at the booth, and I had, because I like doing the vending thing.
Yeah,
I like the t-shirt stuff, because to me it's very similar as just parking a truck at a show, sitting under an easy up.
That's true.
It's kind of the same thing.
I was gonna say that like we still, so Steve asked like, do we ever like want to just not do any of this and just hang out? We do that anyway. We have people hanging out in our booth all day. We chat with everybody. It's I also, the only like thing that's different is you do have to like set up the booth and like, so there is some not some, there's a lot of work involved, but you still get the same vibe though, I think.
You do. The only thing I do miss is shows where we can't park, with the club can't park next to us.
That's true. Yeah.
Not that the club goes too much.
Hey, Ivan brought his frame, so
no, I know. So that show's perfect because people can park in front of us. Mm-hmm. Same with Dino's. We had a couple guys there parked in front of us. But like when the club does roll out and our booth is separate, I hate that. I like when the club can park next to the booth. So even at our 30 year, if the booth, everything works out and I talk to them, I'm going to be like, "Hey, I don't care where vendor row is, wherever we park, like I want to put my booth there."
From shows past, we actually did that one time. I forget what year it was, but we had both of our booths set up sort of like at the end of a row, and then we had the club behind it. So I think that'll work out the same really well.
I think so too.
But I'm so stoked. I got to book my room.
I know.
I know you put it in the club thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to do it.
Yes.
I'm going to do it today.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to do it today. But yeah, no, that's a good question. Yeah. Long for it. But also, it's okay. It's cool. Anyway, even if like making it to a show and like we just set up a booth, and even if it's separated like that, like when we go to Texas and the guys are way like literally on the other side of the thing.
LST's a tough one. Yeah.
But we still see them. We still hang out. They come by the booth and hang out. So it's still good. It's always good.
It is always good. Mm-hmm. I do though I need to talk to certain show promoters, because there are some shows where I'm like, "Look, I made a video last year. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm going to make a video this year." And but I can't. I have to talk to them first, because like I can't just not do it and then be like, "Oh, I didn't make a video." So
yeah, you sort of have to like set that up in the beginning.
Yeah, but then I get there like this at Graham's. So I was like, I'm just gonna film,
because like see, you have the same thing. Even if I went to a show. And well, like if I was going to the council show this weekend, that's what I would do. I still have footage from a council show from a couple years ago that I didn't do anything with. But the fact of the matter is, even if I do it and film it and then never do anything with it, it's still there. Maybe one day, because that's how like this whole thing kind of stemmed from my not obsession really, but my wanting to document this whole thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, I have so much stuff documented. Who knows what's going to happen with all that footage?
Remember you said you were going to write a book? I was thinking about this not that long ago. You're already doing it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You're writing a digital book.
Yeah.
Because you're really not leaving much out. If you wrote the book, people would be like, "I already heard these fools talking about this."
Yeah, I know, that's true.
On the podcast.
That's
like
true.
If you wrote a book, you'd have to really like deep dive and like say the things that you don't say
That's true. We are creating a long form documentation of this whole thing.
These are chapters.
Yeah. I like it. And I'll always have the videos. Even if like YouTube went away tomorrow, I still have all of those videos there saved and everything. So like they'll always be around.
Yeah. And I have hard drives. I still have every single thing I've recorded ever. Never deleted anything from the. There are some things I don't have that Cody, that like when we very first started, that went on Cody's computer, and I don't have that stuff. But everything I recorded, I have all the raw footage and stuff. I don't know what to do with that stuff. Just keep it on a hard drive.
I think just keep it. And then one day, who knows what's going to happen with it.
That like you know how we have like you walk into a museum or you walk somewhere or your family has pictures, albums past. We're just gonna have these plastic things, and you're gonna have to plug them in.
Yeah.
And one day, cords will be obsolete. So you're gonna have to like now we're like, oh, we have to watch a DVD. You have to like dust off your DVD player. That'll be like dusting off. You have to get like an adapter to plug.
Yeah, to
stuff
plug it in. But also, like, we went to the Beastie Boys exhibit earlier this year, and they had this great exhibit. And the stuff that they had, I bet at the time, seems like why would you say that? Like pieces of paper, like, with lyrics scribbled out, and like all these like backstage passes or little tiny things, right? These are kind of like that. Like, who knows what someone will want to do with them later on, Yeah. And they'll be there for people to use and have,
Yeah, I need to really go back and library my stuff a little bit better, because I have some stuff libraried, but then some stuff not.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. But I do like that, what you said, that like, because I've always wanted to. I've always thought I was going to write a book, but yeah, you're right. I'm doing it right now, in real time. Mm-hmm. So you're welcome. No, just kidding. But yeah, what else do we got?
I don't know. That's all the questions that I kind of had.
Oh, that was it? Just the one?
Yeah, I think there was more. I don't know. I didn't really look.
Yeah, I got a couple right here. Because we got about a few minutes left. Let's do one more.
Okay.
Let me go back to where I have them saved right here. Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is a good one.
Okay.
That we can just riff on for just a few minutes here. This person asks, it's Anthony_Fallen_Customs on Instagram. He asks, what's your thoughts on people doing right-hand drive swaps on their mini trucks? I mean, people have been doing right-hand swaps for a really long time. I've seen the gambit of them done. I remember very early on in the early 2000s, there was a guy here in the desert who built a Sonoma that was right-hand drive. And he did it with the old like chain and sprocket thing.
Sprocket.
Whew. I mean, back then seeing a right-hand drive S10 was pretty like, but the way that he did it was probably not the greatest. But then, because I read that question, because just recently at Havasu Meltdown, I saw our friend Colin from Freaks. He's building an S10, or like it's a GM's. Anyway, it's still an S10 Sonoma type SUV, and he did a right-hand drive conversion on that. But he got
on the white one.
That's right-hand drive, and he got all the parts. I don't know what country he got them from, but he got them from another country. So it's a proper right-hand drive dash. It's a proper right-hand drive front, like not suspension, but front, components and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's done so well. He says no one realizes it's a right-hand drive.
Yeah.
You kind of peer into it and it looks so stock, but I like that. Like, that's the kind of stuff I like. I've talked before about Impala dashes and mini trucks and how it's not really my jam, but that is my jam. Like, when it's done so well, it looks really good.
Yeah, it's nothing to me. Like, a right-hand drive makes 0 sense to me. Like, if you went and bought a vehicle from Australia and it was right-hand drive, then yeah. But like taking something from here and making it right-hand drive, it doesn't make any sense to me.
That's how you kind of feel about that one C10 that's right-hand drive?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, what was the purpose of it? The purpose of it was just to be different,
right?
But there's nothing. It's like a shock and awe type of thing.
Yeah,
it's right-hand drive.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But, that's just me though. I mean, obviously.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's a fine opinion to have. Yeah,
because I would be like, okay, I'm going to build this mini truck. it costs a lot of money to get those parts sent over and a lot of money to do that. And I would be like, yeah, but all you're doing is just moving your seat over to the right and your steering wheel over to the right. It literally is the same thing as if it was on the left.
That is true. But I think you're right. I mean, the whole basis of it is just like a shock value. Like, oh, right-hand drive.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. Do you think it's different from earlier, like, you know, in the early 2000s, like importing? Because now it's it's not uncommon to see like a JDM car right-hand drive. There's that whole Instagram JDM Classics that sells imported right-hand drive cars.
Yeah, they're imported cars.
Yeah.
If you were to import a S10 from Australia, that's right-hand drive. Would you just be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this left-hand drive.
That would be funny.
Right?
That's
it's
the
like,
alternate. I'm going to spend thousands of dollars importing this vehicle, and then I'm just going to make it.
I'm going to make it. But
left-hand
I'm
drive.
only doing it because I'm modifying.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It's like-
true. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's to me it's just a strange mod, and I think the mod it's like one of those things where you run out of things to do and you're like, well, what else can I do? Well, I'm going to make this right-hand drive. And to me, it's one of those things where you could just stop right there, take that money and finish it.
That is a good point. For the amount of time and effort that you could put into something like that, you could have it painted.
Yeah.
Or all the interior done. No, that's a good point.
Or something. I don't know.
But
But again, it's just me. I'm the same with suicide doors. I'm the same with there's certain things I'm just like, nah, that's just.
Have you ever driven a right-hand drive anything before? Me neither. I wouldn't know.
No. No. Especially a C10. That's a strange one.
Yeah, well, I mean that. But then again, a lot of people were talking about it at Dino's.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah, because it's different. Like a right-hand drive C10.
Yeah. And then until you try to go to sell it, and they go, well, I'm not paying as much money for that because it's right-hand drive.
But didn't they sell that one?
They did, and they would have got more money for it if it wasn't right-hand drive.
Oh, that's true. But then again, I guess it's just like building mini trucks in general. If you're going to make a commitment to do that, you're not really thinking about the financial return on it. You're just sort of doing it
until it's time to think about the financial return on it.
That's a good point as well.
Yeah, you're never thinking about the financial. You're like, this is mine. I'm never going to sell it. And then like 2 years later, you're like, yeah, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, we'll see. I like his truck is pretty cool. Like
he's selling it. I just saw he's selling.
Oh, really? Oh, well, we'll see what happens. See what the financial return is. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the financial return on that doesn't matter. But a C10, when you're talking like $100,000+,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
That could have literally sold for $30,000 more.
You know what's funny is we're talking about all this. Like I brought up Colin's truck, but you know who also has a right-hand drive truck now? Dean.
Oh, yeah. But Dean's made terrible decisions with that truck the whole time he's had it. He was gonna like LS. He put like like how many different V8s were, and you know what? The happiest he's ever been is just driving the truck.
That's true.
He got it driving, and he could have got it driving a long time ago.
Right, left-hand drive.
Yeah, left-hand drive, and been just as happy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sorry, Dean.
I always knock on Dean, but it's because I've known him since he was like born.
Yeah, I know.
So I can do it.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine, and he's a good sport about it too.
Oh yeah. He knows we're just messing with him.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that was a good question. Sort of like cap it all off.
It was. Yeah, that's it. And then next week. Oh yeah, so unfinished business. You will not be there. I will be there. Mm-hmm. And then after that, what is after that?
That's all in June. What you said you booked 3 flights. What are you doing?
Yeah,
this month?
I'm going to Reno for on the 8th through the 10th for Stay Loaded, and then the 22nd through the 25th I'm going to C10 Nationals in Salt Lake, and then the following weekend I'm going to Houston for the Classic Truck Showdown.
Wow, you're gonna be busy. We're gonna have to figure out how to fit the podcast and all that stuff.
Oh, we can. There's days in between there.
Okay.
That's what's nice about the flying part.
Yeah, that's true.
I was thinking,
yeah,
I'm just there and back. Like Reno, I'm leaving Thursday, and the show is Friday, Saturday. I'll be back Saturday night.
Oh, nice. That's not bad at all.
Yeah,
that's
pretty good. We'll be
good.
home by like 8:00 that night.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. Yeah, so we can continue on with the podcast and stuff. We're gonna, yeah, that all sounds good.
Yeah, and then we got a plan when you could come out. July will be the best month for that. So.
Yeah, because the first weekend of July is 4th of July weekend, And
It
we
is.
got a little something thinking about that kind of is like truck related. Hopefully that all comes to fruition, because my next month is actually going to be busy, as softball stuff. So like my kid is going into the All-Star tournament. We go, so normally during the regular season we're practicing once or twice a week, 2 games a week. Now we're going to 5 days a week practices. No, 4 days a week practices, 2 hours a day, getting ready for the tournament, and then we'll see what happens after that tournament to see if we advance. Anyway, it's a big old thing. But also, I'm making all the shirts for it too.
Cha-ching.
Little devil dipping.
I like it.
Yeah, me
we have a
too.
giveaway going.
We have a giveaway. Yeah.
Yeah, the Kenwood Doubledon and the rear camera, thanks to Chris down at Allen Ed's in Escondido. Yeah, it's on our website. We'll put a picture of it here. And we're going to run that till the end of June.
Okay.
And then we'll have another one in July.
Yeah,
So,
we're going to keep on rolling here. We're going to have new I put it, like I said, putting a couple new things on the website. I'm actually going to now start changing the website to hopefully make it a bit better. So I said that earlier a couple months ago, that once we kind of hit this part of the year, that I was going to concentrate on kind of rebuilding the website, make it a little more user friendly, and make it a little more streamlined. And hopefully that'll all work out.
are you gonna build a Shopify website and then
Shopify, that's what it was.
Yeah.
You use Shopify, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I went on Squarespace. I already started off wrong. Okay, I got to go back.
Shopify shopping. Squarespace is you can
Shopify.
build a website, but Shopify is specifically for selling stuff.
For selling. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why, because it's all login credentials. I thought I already did this already. So that's why. Man, if it wasn't for Brian, my life would be a mess. My life is already a mess, but
the nice thing,
more of a mess.
the nice thing about Shopify is you can build the site while your other site's still up, and then it literally you just hit a button on Shopify and it transfers your whole thing over, like so, your customlife.com or whatever it is.
Oh, cool.
I'm
going to have a lot of questions, so be ready.
Yeah,
I have a ton of questions, but anyway,
you should Hey, you could do it when you're out here. Like if you come out, we could build the website in a day if you're out here.
Oh, really? That quickly?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We could literally do it because now I know how to do it all. It's super easy.
Okay. Right. Well, I'll mess around with it. But anyway, website, livelifecustum.com, grinder-tv.com, giving great stuff away. New products. Boom, boom. Stuff is moving.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Later.